So Lifted, you listen to the record Lifted, and at the very end of it, you get this like long kind of like opus feeling song, Let's Not Shit Ourselves. That record hangs together in a way that I just love. Like there's a feel to that whole thing. It feels very communal and everything. When did Let's Not Shit Ourselves come into that process? Like, was it in mind as you're writing it all? Like, if it's this big thing at the end that feels now like it has to be there, but like when you're making that record, when does that present itself as something that is that long and is that song and is placed there?
That's a good question. I can't remember, to be honest with you. But I do remember, like, at that time, I thought it was somehow cool, or I don't know, I was in a phase where it was like writing a lot of verses to things like Waste of Pain and Big Picture and that song. It was like I thought there was something cool about having a song with like 10 verses.
I think it's cool.
But I used to like I actually do that, like I still do that like on like a lot of songs, but then I just pick like the 3 I like the most, you know? Which is I think also the reason that sometimes the songs might seem like disjointed, like because the topics aren't exactly, you know, connected, you know? I mean, that's like whatever your boy was talking about soul singer and session band. It's like, I do think all those verses tie into, I mean, soul singer and session band, the idea of like a soul singer being like improvisational and like singing from the heart, and a session band, you know, obviously being just people that are hired to play at a studio or like a wedding band or whatever. They're just like going through the motions. And so the whole idea is like you have this person that's capable of so much more, but because of their circumstances is like trapped in this situation where they can't be themselves. Yeah. They can't do what they're like meant to do.
Yeah.
And I think like all the verses like connect to that, but again, that's like maybe that's me not being a good enough songwriter to like get people to make that connection, or maybe it's just having like too weird of references that people just don't get, because sometimes I write words that like only my friends would get the reference, you know what I mean? Like it's such a inside joke that it's like, and I can't blame people for not getting some of the shit, because that's like it wasn't really explained or meant to be. But like I don't know, like I said, I like that impressionistic way of writing, like in other band, like other people's music. I appreciate when like something like makes me be like, what are they talking about?
I think it's a thing that's that some Jackson Browne songs share, especially some really early Jackson Browne songs. It's not like he's setting out to tell a folk song story necessarily. He's sort of like sending off a smattering of feelings and emotions and imagery, and you get to take of it what you want to take of it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think that to me is more interesting than, you know, I mean, there's something to be said for the classic kind of country, like linear story song, like it all makes sense, you know, but like